welcome back to the Football Chat podcast. It is episode number 80 today, where we're going to be talking about Aston Villa manager Steven Gerrard and why, more importantly, he should be sacked. We have an Aston Villa fan in attendance, Harry. You excited to talk about Gerrard?
I am, because I love talking about how shit he is.
Oh, good.
Yeah, he's got to go. He's got to go.
I mean, it's not been a great start.
I'm firmly Gerrard out.
No, it's not been a great start. They are 16th in the Premier League, right?
Yeah.
9 points
From 9 games.
From 9 games. So a point a game, good record. Unbeaten in his last 4. It has to be emphasised. It's a good run.
I mean...
But with the squad he's got, they should be doing a lot better.
Since joining Villa, well, not since joining Villa, but in recent times, 8 wins from 28 games.
Okay.
2 points from 5 away games this season. So horrific away from home.
Yeah, I mean, it shows the importance that it shows the advantage that home stadiums can still have in the Premier League. But I think Villa Park, Goodison, Ellen Road, even Anfield, Liverpool haven't lost there since 2020.
Yeah.
So 2020. So it's interesting because I don't think it is as big a thing in Europe as it is still in the Premier League, that home advantage. So it's quite interesting to see, but Villa Park has been quite the fortress for Aston Villa compared to their away form.
Looking at the ability that this Villa squad possesses to have scored 7 goals all season in the Premier League.
It's not been a great start. But equally, I don't think all the blame lays on Gerrard. We will get on to Gerrard and talk more about that, but I do think we do need to criticise the Villa strikers. Not Danny Ings, really. He's only got 41 minutes, did you say?
This is what I want to say, is that, yes, the players haven't played well, but it's because Gerrard doesn't pick the right players. Midfield 3 of McGinn, Lewis, Ramsey, haven't seen much from this year at all. John McGinn as captain was not a good choice either. He has not stood up to the mark, really, at all.
I don't think there is a leader in that team, though.
Yeah, because timings.
Exactly, but it's impossible to give.
I mean, I'd give it to Emi Martinez.
Yeah, actually, that would have been a decent shout. I look at the team though. If you look at the XG, they're underperforming it significantly.
Yeah.
Ollie Watkins should be finishing more chances.
That's the thing though. I look at the front three starts. He always picks Coutinho because they're mates.
Well, so Coutinho is a magical player. That can't be.
Yeah,
I
know.
And obviously, he would have another goal to his name if VAR worked effectively.
Yeah,
that's the thing, right? This is all completely mental because if he has another 2 points to his name from that game, you're sat 9th in the league. No one is complaining. Not a single Villa fan is complaining.
Beating Man City.
Beating Man City. Coutinho goal, absolute.
But then we also it's also
but
no improvement. You look at where he picked Villa up from a year ago, and we've gone backwards.
Yeah. I don't think you've gone back. Well,
we haven't gone anywhere.
Yeah, it's been very, very much just stagnant. Which isn't the worst thing. At least you're not in the relegation zone.
Front three, limited minutes. If Watkins isn't firing, but limited minutes for Ings and Archer. Cameron Archer is a very, very good player and has got a lot of talent.
I'm still of the opinion he should have had a loan move.
Obviously, he's a Preston Lossie. One of the problem was though, Gerrard promised him. First team football this year, he's run out 3 minutes. I mean, he got 13 minutes against Forest last night.
It's more than 3.
And he immediately, according to Peter who watched it, I mean, I didn't actually watch the game because I was the O2. But, it's...
What do you think is the biggest issue with Gerrard? What is it? His man management? Is it his tactical style?
I think it's everything.
Oh, right. Nice avoiding of the question. But...
I look at it and I go, what's his play style? The most effective thing we've done this year is
concede as many as possible and score as little as possible.
Is hoofball. But we just lack anything. There's no desire. There's no style. There's no ability. I don't see where have the moments of magic gone from Coutinho. We don't play Buendia. Why this bloke doesn't play Buendia, I do not understand.
But equally, he did get a start against Forest last night, and he didn't create.
But he was the best player on the pitch.
Yeah.
Literally, you show me the ratings, the football ratings.
After 10 minutes.
Watkins had like a 5.8.
It was 5.9 for Coutinho and Watkins, and 6.8 for Buendia.
It's mad. It's just.
That's only after 10 minutes though. In fact, I will.
Magical.
Don't want to look at the ratings from last night.
I mean, Bailey's always injured, which is a real shame because I think Leon Bailey has been our best player. Our best player by far. When he's been on the pitch.
He has those standout moments, those standout games, doesn't he?
Definitely, exactly.
The final ratings was a 6.8 for Coutinho, subbed off in the 65th minute, a 6.3 for Watkins, he played the full 90, and a 7.6 for Emiliano Buendia. So, despite being on the losing team, 2 chances created, 1 total shot, 0.1 expected assists, 0.04 expected goals, 50% successful dribbles. Yeah, I mean, he won for a few draws as well, but it wasn't a stunning performance, but it was certainly better than a lot of the other players on the pitch.
Ashley Young's our best player.
For Villa, he was the second highest rating. Ashley Young.
I don't blame injuries at all, but I do look at it. Obviously, Cash was only just back for the Forest game. Digne is out, Augustinsson is out, Diego Carlos is out. Chambers had a knock at some point. Martinez was carrying a knock at some point. Kamara's out for the whole season. Not for the whole season, out until after the World Cup. So is Diego Carlos. But again, you're right. This man, play Archer or Ings, play Buendia, play the right
I also look at... I don't think he knows his best team, evidently. I don't think he knows his best system.
Yeah.
Like, the amount of different formations I've seen from Aston Villa this season, it's a different thing every week.
I look at the team that started the Leeds game.
Yeah.
The front three, Coutinho, Watkins, Bailey.
I mean, at least he went 4-3-3, 4-3-3 again. But I feel like I've seen so many different options.
I also look at all the lineups that we've had this year. It's the same midfield since Bukayo Kamara got injured. It's the same midfield three: McGinn, Luiz, Ramsey.
I just want to point out, by the way, the City game which they drew, Villa played a 4-3-1-2. They've since then abandoned that and played 4-3-3.
Bukayo Kamara's a difference in there. 2 strikers.
But equally, they've not lost since that City game.
Which again, I prove this point, and Villa fans have said it as well. We should have not loaned out Tim Irobenham. He looked phenomenal. He's looked really good for QPR this year.
I think that's a good thing that he's looking good at QPR, and then he'll come into the side next year. I don't think he's ready for the Premier League. Or would have been at the start of the season.
We need to replace the players injured.
Yeah.
Carlos out until after the World Cup, so is Kamara. We can't, we need more backups. Because at the moment our backup is Callum Chambers.
Again, looking at Villa's win against Everton, they also lined up with a 4-3-1-2 there. Kamara is a big miss, evidently.
It's like playing Danny Ings.
The thing is... yeah, you make a good point. The thing is, when I've watched Villa, they've not looked horrific.
It's just boring. It's so boring.
But then their league standing isn't good enough. Results haven't been good enough. Performances haven't really been great. Even those wins and draws, you think Everton were looking terrible at the start of the season, the first 3 games. They have since improved massively. But I don't... Right, so I know you're firmly in the Gerrard out.
Oh, I'm Gerrard out of the way.
Section. But I really think the Premier League is too tight at the moment to be sacking managers. Like... A win for Aston Villa could see them climb as high as 8th in the Premier League.
We were losing to Bolton at one point in the Carroll Cup.
But they didn't lose to Bolton.
Yes, but
That's the big
until we
spirit.
Danny Ings and Cameron Archer. Oh my God! Yes, again, it's like starting Archer and Ings would work.
Yeah,
I want to see the full...
I'm not saying that Gerrard should be given all season at all, but with how volatile the Premier League is looking, the table is looking at the moment, I would not be sacking him. They're not in the relegation zone yet. I'd give him until World Cup. 5 more games. If Villa are still down there, a lot can change in 5 games. A lot can change, and there's still enough time that in January, a few little improvements. You bring in a Poch. You bring in, I believe that the Mainz manager.
Then hang on, let me find it.
Has been mentioned as well. Maybe you try and get I'm trying to think of a good young coach. Of course, I don't know, but you go and get someone like that, and then you rebuild in the second half, and you'd still be fine. I think the squad is more than fine to survive, so I think you can be okay and give Gerrard until the World Cup, because he'll have Chelsea, Fulham, Brentford, Newcastle, United, and Brighton. So 6 games for the World Cup, and the EFL tie against Manchester United as well. There's some big games in there. Some very big games. You'd expect 9 points, I'd say.
I do not understand.
Even then, that's a push.
I do not understand why the Villa board, Purslow, the owners, why we are giving Gerrard so much time when they were so quick to get rid of Dean Smith as soon as things turned sideways. They were so quick to get him out the door. But for some reason we're giving Gerrard chances and chances and chances.
Well, the thing is, they're 16th in the league, but it's not been the most exciting, but it is incredibly close to
the
them.
one thing, the biggest thing of Perzo's big interview that he did on last week was changing the badge.
Are they changing it?
Yes, 93. They did a survey. 93% of the fans want to change the crest, but most of them still want the lion to be incorporated. That's the big worry here.
That is a big concern.
He said that the start of the season had been disappointing and unexpected, but recent matches have seen an improvement. That was the City and Southampton games.
So looking at the Premier League 21-22 last season, Villa finished 14th.
Crap.
Currently 16th, but I think the league is too tight at the moment to say Gerrard should go. With Wolves and Lager, Wolves have spent a lot of money there, and Lager's had a year and a bit, and it didn't look like it was going anywhere. And they were in the relegation zone. Villa aren't in the relegation zone yet.
No, that's true.
There's still promising signs. I would say give him till the World Cup.
If I'm looking at the games ahead, Chelsea game, don't worry about that one. Don't make it ugly because Chelsea look very good at the moment. Graham Potter is absolutely flying with the Blues.
You can really only look at the games until the World Cup, so we'll go through all of them.
Fulham's a must-win.
Fulham away is a must-win. Brentford at home
has to be must-win. They just look so up and down.
Yeah, you make a good point. I would have, if this was last season, it's a very tough game. If it's even the start of this season, very tough game. But have looked a bit up and down recently, especially as it's at Villa Park. Should be a win there. Newcastle away.
If I look at form.
Newcastle will
batter
Villa.
Will batter them.
But
if you look at the squads on paper, you'd say it'd be a close game.
I wouldn't.
You would.
I wouldn't.
Look at.
Not.
No, look at the Villa squad on paper though.
Yeah.
You would look at that side and say it's competitive.
Pope's clear of Martinez. That's not even a debate. Trippier is so much better than Matty Cash. Botman or Mings.
No, but I'm saying fitness and just everything else. I just say that's Carlos. Diego Carlos takes that.
Newcastle without even Samaxa, man. Imagine you throw him back in the mix. Isak's injured at the moment.
But again, you're talking on form.
What do you mean?
Well, let's say if Watkins had scored 10 and Diego you'd say that he's been better than Callum Wilson. But you're not going to say that because he hasn't been.
No, but Callum Wilson's come back from injury and scored in consecutive matches.
I think the Newcastle one's going to be very tough. United.
It depends on the next two games. Newcastle could go and get battered by United this weekend.
I want to say United
and then struggle in the 2 games after that.
I want to say United should be a win.
Fuck off, is that a win?
At home. Sorry, have you not watched Man United at times this year?
Yeah, to City.
They went 1-0 down to Everton.
Everton are a good side.
They got
Everton were unbeaten since September or since the midway of September.
The only team they lost to was Villa.
When was the last? Genuinely, Everton haven't lost in a decade.
And then the FA Cup game against United again. It's just I don't know anymore.
Where are they? Everton are 12th now.
But again,
I know they lost to United,
really
but before then, Villa was their last loss before United.
Yeah, it really depends on the lineup for me. It really does because give the 4-3-1-2. Cash right back, Young's left back. I would even go as far as say Mings and Chambers centre halves. Midfield 3. I mean, you don't have many options. That's the problem. You don't have many options.
That's just so interesting at the moment.
It'd have to stay McGinn, Lewis, Ramsey. Because why don't we give people like Morgan, Son? Just give him a run out. Why not?
Yeah, I was surprised that they didn't bring in another central midfielder in the summer.
Yeah.
I feel like that's the place they need to target in January. Maybe you look at an Ibrahima Sangare. The problem is with Sangare or someone like that is obviously you do have Kamara. Kamara starts for me nailed on. It's those other two. I think Jacob Ramsey has to be in there.
I look at the bench against Forest, right? Give Son a run out. Give Marvelous Nakamba.
Yeah, maybe.
Dendonka. Why? Please. I forgot about centre halves. Why do we keep playing Konza and Mings? We have Dendonka and Bednarek.
Yeah, I forgot they are there. Is Bednarek there, or didn't he go to West Ham? Oh no,
No,
didn't
he's
he?
there.
Did he go to Southampton?
Why on earth? Oh, please. God forbid.
Yeah.
I would even got Chelsea game. I'd drop McGinn.
I'd drop them all. Just send the youth out there and let Chelsea win 9-0.
I would go Luiz, Nakamba, Ramsey.
Okay.
midfield 3, and then I think Belvedere in the cam role, and then Ings and Watkins up front.
Yeah, interesting. I was just going to say, continuing on, just to finish off our running through the games, De Zerbi's Brighton at home might put 10 past Villa. I'm not even joking. Like, Trossard, easy hat-trick.
I think if we lose to Chelsea, Fulham and Brentford, that's it. That's got to be
You
it.
reckon?
It has to be it.
Yeah.
Say we lose 5-0 to Chelsea, then lose to Fulham and Brentford, gotta go. Has to go. No excuse.
He won't be sacked after Fulham, even if that's a loss. Yeah. Because there's 2 days, 3 days before a game.
We lose to Brentford at home.
Yeah. I don't know. It depends how Liverpool.
No, it doesn't. He's got to go, blood.
Has
it's time to go. I've had enough of watching his football. I've had enough.
I will just point out that Ashley Young is the top scorer in the league.
Ashley Young,
well, joint top 7. Young, Ings, Luis Buendia, Ramsey, Bailey, Watkins have all just scored 1. That's all the goal scorers. Now that's the issue, is that no one's scoring goals. Also, Jacob Ramsey's 1 yellow away from a suspension. But that is, I think, everything.
Yeah.
There's not so much to talk about with Aston Villa. I think we've covered most of it.
In terms of replacements, Poch or Bo Svenman, something like that.
Yeah, and one final thing I guess to touch on, January improvements. Where do you think that Purslow and his big pile of money need to be looking at to improve?
Midfield and centre-half.
You got any ideas of profiles at least, even if not specific examples of players you want to bring in?
A midfielder.
Just a midfielder.
Anyone, please.
The thing is, you've got goal scorer midfielder.
McKennie.
Doesn't do anything.
A
goal scorer.
None of our midfielders do anything at the moment.
Well,
so.
Kamara's your ball winner.
Ramsey's your advanced playmaker.
Well, he's a goal scorer. He's a centre mid who will attack.
Bang,
He'll get forward. He'll get those goals. But he's also can put a shift to midfield. Yeah. You need someone that's going to drive the ball forwards, but's also got an eye for a pass, which is usually what McGinn could do. To be fair, if you try a 30 mil bid, you never know with Chelsea. But Ruben has looked quality.
We need a bit of
Chelsea.
muscle. We need a bit of Rolls Royce. We have none of that.
Yeah.
I want a CDM that's just going to kick.
It's Kamara, isn't it? Kamara's the DM you're missing, and there's no point investing in a DM for a few
centre halves
months
without Carlos. Konza and Mings once again.
Even so, I don't think Carlos looks great next to Tyrone Mings.
We don't have John Terry. Defend horrifically. John Terry comes in.
John Terry to defend.
We defend superbly, and then he leaves again, and we forget how to defend.
Right, you mean John Terry as a
coach,
yeah.
I don't get how we've forgotten how to defend without him being there.
I also think Villa did really well with Freeze this year. Boubacar Kamara, of course. Look at that again. Yeah. Freeze at the end of the season. There's a lot of quality players.
Gerrard out. I'm Gerrard out.
Yeah.
I will be. Even if we beat Chelsea, Fulham and Brentford, I'm still Gerrard out. I look at the long-term project. Get Poch in there. The long-term project is Europe.
But Poch has never won anything.
He can get into Europe.
And then bring in someone good.
Yeah, he gets the Champions League final, we'll lose, and then... No.
Too cool. But no, that is all for today. There isn't nothing else to touch on, is there? So that is all for today. Make sure to join us for some streams at the weekend. We have got just the one, I believe. Trying to think now if there's anything on Saturday. There is not. It's Liverpool versus Manchester City. It's the biggest game of the Premier League the last few years. We'll be live from 4:00 on Sunday, so join us for that. That should be a very good game and a very good stream. So yeah, and by that point we'll already know whether Villa have lost to Chelsea or not. Because that is of course
isn't it?
that's 12. That is at 2:00 on the Sunday. So we might be joining you in tears after Kai Havertz has scored a 9th.
Gerrard sacked, are we? Cool man.
But yeah, that is all for today. Thank you all very much for watching and listening, and we'll see you next time.
See ya.